Even though I'm homeless, I still need to take care of my son. He's 13 years old, and at this point in time, he needs his dad more than anything else. When I became homeless, I parked in a parking lot, well, where we're standing right now. Actually, this slot right there is where I stayed. I stayed in this slot because I could see the house. That house right there was my home. My family still lives there. I'm a protector and I wanted to be around my son. So I keep looking over there. I remember sleeping here. It's very tough. It's very tough. Everybody has a story. Everybody got to where they are for some specific reason. I'm a transplant from Chicago. My mom lived in the suburbs and my dad lived in the city. So I spent time back and forth. I went to the Army a year after I got out of high school. I was in Operation Desert Storm and I was injured. I was diagnosed with PTSD back about 8-9 years ago. You know, it affects me today. It's not every day, but certain situations get me back there. Moved here about 15 years ago. I went to Wells Fargo, which I thought was going to be the last job that I ever had in my entire life, but it didn't turn out that way. I was a quality analyst. I looked over people's work to make sure they followed all regulations and things like that. They eliminated our positions. There was a severance pay, but you know, I got kind of depressed because I have that issue of getting depressed on certain times. It affected my family because it's not something that you expect to happen. My relationship at that time with my significant other dwindled out and I was left all alone and I ended up being homeless. There's a stigma attached to people who are homeless. People think they're a certain type, but that's not the case. It can happen to everyone. I mean, I came back from the military, I went to college, I did everything else, I did everything right, but then all of a sudden things happen wrong and here I am. My car broke down, but I didn't have enough money to fix it. My feet swelled up because I was in my car constantly. I got very little sleep because I was always on edge. My mind just wandered constantly. It was not a very good thing at all. But it was my only option. There was this guy I happened to come across. He was referred to the shelter by Joppa and he gave me the card. And I went and talked to Pat. I told him where I was sleeping at, and from there on, they've been doing things to support me, and it's been great. The job that I have today was from one of the volunteers that put in a word for me that got me where I'm at right now, and I can't give up. I can't give up. Again, I have a son who depends on me. He sees me still trying to press on. That's the reason why. Right now, to this day, that's the only thing that keeps me going, is my youngest son. Well, what we do is we go out to eat and laugh and joke and talk about people in the restaurant and have a good time. So he's in between kid, growing to a teenager, and all he's ever known was his family being together, and they're not. So it's been very rough on him, and that's what bugs me the most. I wasn't there on a consistent basis, and it was only because I was trying to get everything, going. So, me and him can be together. And we're almost there, right? I went to a shelter because it was starting to get closer to winter time. I take public transportation Monday through Saturday. The bus doesn't go out there directly to where I work at. So what I do when I get off of work, I have to walk about a mile to the bus stop. Frigid cold, it's terrible. But it's what I have to do. I'm happy to have a job. Well, there's not a lot of opportunities. It's harder to find jobs. A lot of times they want people to be remote. You can't be remote if you don't have a home to be remote in. And then also, you don't have an address. So it's hard to get things established. At this point now, I'm just trying to stay away from getting sick, get my life together, and focus on getting everything back to where it needs to be. My priorities are two things. The first one is getting me another automobile because I'd be able to pick up my son and we can go places. The second one is getting a place for me and my son to be together. We've already discussed with his mom that once I get my place, he'll be with me for a week and then with her for a week. That's what I'm working towards. Everything will work out to be okay. Everything will work out to be okay. What's that?
You were needing a new car, right?
What's that?
You were needing a new car to get to work on?
What are you talking about, man? What?
There you go.
Man, you're kidding me, man. Are you serious?
Very serious. Totally serious. Go hop in, unlock the door, and see what you think.
Really?
Yes.
How do you feel, Daniel?
Blessed. Blessed. Absolutely blessed. This is unbelievable. I am going to drive to work. I am going to drive and pick up my son, and we're going to go out for a drive. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. You remember that?
I know.
No matter what hardships I go through, I have a positive outlook. I know that my son is going to have someone he can look up to. I will be a father that he can look back and say, you know, that's my dad. I'm proud of my dad.